The Mamluk Dynasty began in 1250 CE and ended in 1517 CE. They ruled for 267 years. Other historians believe that it lasted up to approximately 275 years. The Mamluk dynasty achieved honor and confidence for the Muslims by removing the fear of the Mongols from their hearts and minds. The real doer is Allah Ta'ala. However, the Mamluks became a source of this achievement. This will be discussed soon, later in the video. Inshallah, I believe it would be unfair to discuss the Mamluk dynasty without educating ourselves about the Ayyubid Dynasty. The credit for the rise of the Mamluk dynasty can be given to Al-Malik as-Salih of the Ayyubid Dynasty and his wife Shajara. The Ayyubid Dynasty began with Ayyub ibn Shadi al-Kurdi, who served the Zengi dynasty in the early parts of his life. In the era of Sultan Mahmud Nur-ad-Din Zengi, the Zengi kingdom expanded and the Fatimid leader of Egypt appealed for help to fend off the European army attacks on his country. So Sultan sent Asaduddin Shirkuh ibn Shadi, the brother of Ayyub ibn Shadi, as a commander to fight the Europeans. He successfully repelled the European attacks and became the leader of Egypt. After 2 years, the death of Asaduddin Shirkuh gave Egypt a new leader, his very own nephew and the son of Ayyub ibn Shadi, Yusuf ibn Ayyub ibn Shadi, better known as Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, the conqueror of Jerusalem. When the Seljuk dynasty ended in 1159 CE, the Crusaders took control over Jerusalem from Muslim rule, and for about 90 years there was no adhan given in Al-Masjid al-Aqsa. The army of the Crusaders did not differentiate between men, women, and children, and everyone became a victim of their wrath. The Encyclopedia Britannica writes about the event after the Crusaders took over Jerusalem. Hundreds of men, women, and children, both Muslim and Jewish, perished in the general slaughter that followed. At this critical time, Sultan Imaduddin Zengi, succeeded by his son Nur-ad-Din Zengi, became the men standing up to the Crusaders and laying the foundations for Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi. In 1187 CE, Sultan Salahuddin recaptured Jerusalem by defeating the Crusaders in a conclusive battle of Hattin. Once again, adhan was given in Masjid al-Aqsa and Salah was performed. The Sultan established the Ayyubid Dynasty, which continued fighting against the Crusaders until the end of the dynasty. Saleh Najmuddin Ayyub was one of the leaders of the Ayyubid Dynasty. He became the leader after the deposition of his brother Kamil. When he assumed power, he bought slaves and raised them. They were trained in the military and fought bravely against the Europeans in Faraskur and Dumyat. Faraskur is an Egyptian town close to Dumyat. These people were known as the Mamluks. Al-Malik as-Salih passed away in 1249 CE, succeeded by his son Mu'azzam Turan Shah Khan. Afterwards, Turan Shah ibn Abdul Malik as-Salih was assassinated and the Mamluk came into command. They appointed Shajara ad-Dur, the wife of their master, as a leader. However, when receiving criticism from the Caliph in Baghdad, who did not want a woman to become the leader. She deposed herself. Muiz Aybak from the Mamluks assumed power, and thus began the Mamluk Dynasty. He was succeeded by his son Mansur Ali, who was deposed after 2 years and 8 months due to his young age. Thus Al-Malik Al-Muzaffar Sayfuddin Al-Quttus assumed power. At this time, another challenge was faced by the Muslims, the Mongols. The historian Ibn al-Athir writes, "The Tartars put to the sword all men, women and children, cut open the bellies of the pregnant women, and trampled the babies to death." Mongols took over Samarkand, Bukhara and Baghdad under the rule of Halaku Khan. Every man was slaughtered, including the Muslim caliph of the time, Mu'tasim. Halaku was hesitant to kill the Muslim caliph, believing that if the blood of the Muslim caliph fell on the ground, some great calamity will befall the world. However, he was advised by his Muslim ally to roll the caliph in a carpet and beat him to death. Thus it was done. Then in 1260 CE, Al-Malik Quttus decided to attack the Tartars in Syria, knowing that his country would soon be a target of Mongols. He and his army met the Mongols in Palestine, in a place called Ain Jaluth, and defeated them decisively. The Tartars were defeated for the first time since they began their genocide on Muslims. Another good leader from the Mamluk Dynasty was Sultan Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalawun. However, some of the Amirs viewed the Sultan as too young to rule, and he was deposed. After being removed, he was exiled to Karak. After 6 years in 1296 CE, he was reinstated as a Sultan. Nasir fought a great battle against the Tartars in Aleppo and defeated them. After remaining in power for 10 years, he decided to stand down from his position and went back to reside in Karak. He returned and ruled for another 32 years. His time was the best of the time under Mamluk rule. He constructed magnificent buildings and built a citadel where people could take refuge from dangers. He dug a canal and lake for water supply and opened the Nasiriya Madrasa. The Mamluk dynasty made some significant achievements, but due to internal differences and other factors, the dynasty ended. When the Mamluk dynasty's power ended, the Ottoman dynasty assumed power.